Good evening, Canada, with our new episode of Voice of Canada. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co-host, Cindy Young. We are back this week with a very, very dynamic gentleman who is coming for the second time, Dr. Keshav Mandadi. He came in our show as an exciting candidate of nomination meeting for Mississauga East Cooksville, but today the story has turned upside down. So we will be hearing from Dr. Mandadi what has happened to his nomination process. So prior to we start our formal question answers, please introduce yourself.
Hello viewers, good evening. And my name is Dr. Keshav Mandadi. I live in Mississauga, East Cooksville. I teach at the University of Toronto and I have been a professor throughout my life. And I have been involved in community development and I'm an educator and I like working with the people.
Thank
you.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cindy Young. I'm your co-host for this evening's show, and a very, very warm welcome to our special guest this evening. Dr. Mandadi, this is your second time as you're appearing on the weekly talk show. First time, we recognized you as our Conservative Party's nomination candidate for Mississauga Cooksville riding. East Cooksville, contesting as MP at HOC Ottawa. If you can please inform us and our viewers what happened to your nomination.
Unfortunately, I have a very interesting and unique story to tell the audience. I wanted to run for politics as a second career. I've been in teaching, I've been working with people. I had a dream that I came to a very fair country and I heard about Pierre Poilievre. I Googled him, I listened to his videos. I fell for his speech and I thought there is a need for change in this country and I want to be part of his journey. So I took risk from the university work and then joined politics, took membership in 2023, September, and I was a pretty new member in the party.
Wow, very new, yeah.
Totally innocent. I don't know the politics of this country, but I thought everything would be fair.
Because you like the manifesto, conservative manifesto.
But then as I started my journey and I met so many kinds of people, sometimes very interesting people, who actually told me the politics is not about being innocent, working with the people, to be on the ground, and you are straightforward, you can't be successful in politics and all that.
So people gave you the pointers and the warnings.
Yeah. And then I actually got involved in the community activities. I met lots of people. I knocked 7,000 doors in my riding.
That's a lot of doors.
I made a count of these doors.
Yeah.
Every 10 house that I knock and one would turn to be a conservative member and I request them to take membership and many times they won't, but I would insist and I talk to them nicely, politely and ask them to become a member. I worked very hard on the ground and then I realized that my riding consists of diverse communities. It's not just one community. There are a lot of Europeans, a lot of Muslims, a lot of East Asians.
It's a hard riding.
It's a very diverse riding.
Diverse.
I've done the work in your riding.
Yeah, I had to go deep into the community, leaders, different sects of the community, worked very hard to build membership for the party. I have built 1,460 memberships.
Wow. The highest.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the party did not look at me seriously for their own reasons, and I would like to talk about it today.
We'll discuss further on that. Dr. Mandadi, we are very sorry to hear about the ordeal, what you have faced at the hands of a national political party, which is a reputable party, and which may come into power from the forthcoming elections even. They have a chances to come into power. But whatever ordeal, after hearing your ordeal, we couldn't stay quiet. We have got a very fair media program, a weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, and we wanted to bring it to the public, to the people, what has happened to you. Just inform us about the flip-flop policy of the Conservative Party of Canada and its executives and its bureaucracy.
You know, it's strange that I was told very early in January 2024, a few people came and visited me. They said they are the party's ears and eyes. I was very pleased. And then they said, I have to donate to some people and then only I can get going. And I said, what about memberships? Memberships is one thing, but you have to donate to the party and to some MPs. So they led me to donate to some people, huge
Some
money.
stooges were there.
Yeah, and I found out later that these people are not real people. They are working for the party, trying to make money from the people. And they are, there's a lot of money involved in it. And then they told me, your membership, your nomination will be approved only by one person. There's one lady sitting in the headquarters. They mentioned her name, I don't know. And they said, if she picks it, that's it. If she doesn't pick it, whatever you do, you will not go through the nomination. What about the nomination process? It is all a show. There will be a show, you will go through the nomination, but if she doesn't approve you, you will not go through this nomination.
No, there are three. In bureaucracy, we have got three crooks.
I have no idea what's happening in this party. They told me they will pick the name in the headquarters. Even if there is a nomination process, a representative will come and they will come and read out the name at the end, and only that name they approve, not the one who gets the highest ballots.
Wow.
This was shocking to me.
Yeah, it would be shocking.
I was running helter-skelter, asking people for help. I really wanted to make a marked impact on the community. I talked to a number of people. During this process, around April, a lady who was shifted from somewhere,
Mississauga Street, my riding,
approached me. I'm telling you the facts. And she told me she has blessings from the party and the party people are asking her to talk to me and withdraw my nomination. If I withdraw, they would give me some benefits.
So the early signs of danger were
shown, and I reached out to the party. I reached out to the party at that time, and the party said, no, everything will be fair. You will go through the nomination. There will be nomination process. They have repeatedly told me, asked me to raise money for the party. I have gone to several of my friends and raised 20,000 to become a conservative confederation member.
I'll come on just a membership of your leadership and all. So you just say about your ordeal and we finish this matter just now. Go ahead.
Dr. Mandadi, as we are aware from your last interview in our show, that you were also the prominent member of Conservative Party's leadership circle. Plus, you were honored to be the member of Elite Confederation Club, which is not common amongst conservatives. Still, how come you were not given a fair chance to obtain nomination for Mississauga, Cooksville Federal riding?
I tell you, Cindy, this is all a farce in Conservative Party. First, they told me as soon as I complete my 20,000 donation to the party, they are going to call me and invite me to the headquarters, and Pierre Poilievre will meet with me, present a pin. This happened in February last year. By March, April, I had my 20,000 contributed to the party. After that, they were asking me, go ahead, do more. I said, what about the pin? I would like to receive, it's an honor for me to be a confederation member.
Sure.
They did not bother. I had to call several times.
Oh, wow.
I had to even beg for time with Pierre Poilievre. When he came to this Peel region, I wanted to have a time with him, even to meet with him. No, he wouldn't.
You put the work in.
No, he wouldn't. They told me if you are a confederation member or a leadership circle member, you will be with the leader, you can meet with the leader. This is all farce. I have convinced several of my friends to pay 1,700, the highest,
which is for the leadership
donation
circle.
for the leadership, and they're all disappointed. They said this is nothing but a farce in this party. And I was invited to Diwali party. On that day, I had to beg them, okay, I'm coming all the way. Can you please arrange for this pin? It is already November 2024. The nominations could happen anytime. And I really want to be known to people as a confederation circle member. Then only I can tell people, this is the proof of my contribution to the party, my merit in the party. I went all the way to Ottawa. My leader, who claims to be a common sense man, did not even spend 15 minutes. He didn't even have time to shake hand with me. He didn't even have time to take a picture with me. Wow. I was ultimately given this pin by a deputy leader and another member of parliament. I really regret it. Driving back.
Deputy.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And I felt this is the way they respect people like this. And I'm sorry. This was my first indication in my mind that I am in the wrong party. This is not going in the right direction. These are not the real people that Canada would need. You know, these are not the real people that Canada would need. I'm being deceived.
Dr. Mandadi, let me tell you my example. I'm an old conservative, to be very frank. I'm a conservative yesterday, I'm conservative today also. But I saw as a leadership circle member, that thing worked till Stephen Harper's time. Stephen Harper used to have our lunch, special lunch only for the conservative circle, leaders circle. And that time we used to have free talk with him, with his missus and him and all, and only the members were there present.
That is the way to respect people.
At the Royal York, next to the Parliament. And he used to look after us well. After that also, one event was even held over here in City Albany Club also. And that time, but the leadership circle lasted till Stephen Harper's time. I even paid the fees for leadership circle renewed during Rona Ambrose, the interim leader. She was a fantastic woman, MP in so many, minister on so many posts. But during that time, due to the short stay of 18 months, she could not have a leadership circle thing. Then the election for Andrew Scheer came up. So I'm just letting you know, okay, after that, the leadership circle is dead. Absolutely. And I have not renewed my membership every year. They tell me, they pester me, they demand that you are an old leadership member. How come you are not renewing? I say, I've got no funds to renew. I openly tell them.
Mr. Wadiwalla, if you don't respect people, they don't want to pay for the party. I've gone to so many people, I've heard from so many people when I door knocked, they are conservatives, but they don't want to be known as conservatives now, you know. For some reason, they're all disappointed. There's so many new members I brought into the party. They said to me, you're wasting time with them. They are not respecting people at all.
Wow.
Dr. Mandadi, now all this ugly or nasty things have happened with you from the party side, and you are no more a nomination candidate even. So please tell us and our viewers what action you have planned.
You know, this is a very good opportunity for me to tell the people like me, don't get deceived by this Conservative Party. And Conservative Party is not for common people. I have seen it closely, so closely. It's meant for some elite people, and they are so racist. You know, there is no common sense in this party, I tell you. There are 2-3 occasions I can tell you. Mr. Poiliau cancelled a prominent Hindu festival called Diwali.
Wow.
And it's one of the most disappointing moments for the entire Hindu community in this country. When I heard about it, people talked. I don't know what sense came into them, who advised them. They rescheduled this event and invited people to come. People have driven from different parts of the country. I've gone from Mississauga taking 6 people with me, and we were waiting for the leader to come. The party was scheduled from 6 to 7 or 8 o'clock, 2 hours party after the party dinner. Can you believe this leader comes and speaks most irrelevant things, surrounded by a lot of people who don't associate with the Hindus or anything, and doesn't say anything good about Hindus. And then he leaves, 15 minutes he spends, and he doesn't even care to stay with them. If I were a leader,
it's the biggest festival.
I would spend the entire 2 hours.
Sure.
You know, he's going to show to the entire community, the whole country, you know, we respect you, we love you.
Yes.
He didn't do that. That's one thing. I said he lacks common sense. And then the pin, Confederation pin, I was begging to get that pin from him. I was introduced to him. Hey, he's contributed this. He smiles and then just leaves, disappears.
And then the lady deputy comes.
And then somebody else gives it to me. This is what most disappointing to me. And I don't want people like me to go to Conservative Party and get deceived. They told me from the beginning they had a plan to parachute someone here, but they kept asking me to contribute more money, bring more money. They said, they called me several times, even in last year, November. Hey, can you, by December 7th, if you can contribute 50,000, we will give you a date for the leader to come to your house.
So they made you an ATM.
Yeah.
That's on top of the 20
They asked me for an assurance, can you contribute by December 7th? anybody, any candidate would like to have the leader visit him. This is the time for me to get to know the leader, leader to get to know the candidates.
Your leader.
And I was wondering, a leader who goes for the money, just the money, my God. There was another occasion, I worked with senior Tamils. We had a dinner evening with the seniors where we raised money for the Trillium Hospital. I wrote to the party, we are raising dinner for the senior Trillium Hospital. All seniors, about 1,000 people are expected to be there. I wanted the leader to come and visit. No, he didn't bother. He is not for the seniors. He is not for the common people. He is not for the innocent, real people, the real ground workers in this party.
Thank you. We will be taking a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Welcome back after a short break to our show, Voice of Canada. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co-host, Cindy Young, and we will continue with Dr. Keshav Mandadi about his ordeal in Mississauga, East Cooksville.
Mr. Wadiwalla, I want to tell you, Pierre Poilievre talks about common sense. I can tell you there is no sense in his common sense. I can give you lots of examples. Look at the nominated candidates. He has parachuted. He has allowed, I don't know who did it, but I believe leader is responsible for this. He has allowed people who don't live in that riding to come and fight for that riding. I have seen some people who have, for example, I have spent 18 months in my riding. It makes sense for me to fight in that riding. There are so many candidates from Brampton to far off place, from one riding to another riding. They have just fielded candidates and they waited for 1 year till the end of the elections announcement that they don't want to conduct the nomination process because they want to give their own candidates. There's been a lot of money involved in this, I can tell you. People have approached me. People have approached me. Can you buy this? Can you pay this? Can you do this? Wow. This is atrocious.
So what they thought, you're an ATM bank for them?
They have done it with many candidates. It's very difficult to prove. These candidates who have paid money have got the tickets, but not in their ridings. They got it in different ridings. And they are crying because they are going to lose it in any way. They go to the new riding on the last day. They don't know anybody there. They're asked to go and run in the last minute, and they're lost. And they have lost the contacts of their own ridings. And do you think this is a common sense? What kind of common sense are you talking about, Mr. Poilievre?
Sorry to hear about
this. Is the level of common sense he
word has been hijacked from Mr. Trump's
He is a mini campaign. Trump. He is a mini Trump.
My God.
I have been in my riding, there are a lot of Muslims.
Right.
There are a lot of 20,000 Muslims. And I have made memberships of 500 of Muslims, even Somalians.
You break through.
Everybody refused to join Conservative Party, but I've convinced them because they wanted me to succeed.
Yeah, of course.
That's why they took the membership. But they tell me he is a racist, he is against Muslims. There are so many occasions where he has just made Muslims feel that they are a trash. And he did the same thing with Hindu community, which is the largest community here.
Very large.
We feel totally upset with this man, and we don't want to support Conservative Party. And I have hundreds of reasons to tell the audience, tell the viewers of this channel and everybody, please do not get deceived by this hypocrite, Pierre Poilievre.
Go ahead. 6.
Dr. Mandadi, would you kindly explain to us and our viewers what is the electoral district association? How is it formed? What is the purpose of forming an EDA in every 343 ridings all over Canada?
Cindy, every district, every electoral district has a riding association, which has about 30 members who are directors, and they have
members.
They are the real people who live in the riding. They represent the people, but in reality, they don't represent anything. They don't have anything. Many of them are simply namesake, sitting there for years and years. Some of them even don't have spine. They can't even speak the truth. They don't have any say. They are never consulted.
So they don't really have a voice.
No, they are never consulted even to find out who is a good guy here, who is a good person to choose, who is well known here, who has done what work. They are never consulted. They are given a name of a candidate. Okay, you do this interview. and they're asked to continue. This is what happened. And I have seen many of these riding association directors. They can't even bring few people to the party. They are sitting there, nodding their head for years. I think, why the hell?
Just for the sake of the designation,
I'm
to put in the portfolio.
Today, I was listening to the CBC. Somebody asked, so many riding presidents have resigned as a protest of this parachuting in the party.
Wow.
They are the real people. They are the real conservatives. They are hurt. They are not heard. And 1,400 people I've enrolled for the party. They're all hurt. They are not heard. They haven't gone through a nomination process. They're not given a democratic right to choose their own candidate.
So
what kind of democracy?
Will your members will support the Conservative
never.
Party?
I've reached out to every member, even other members through them, not to vote for conservatives. I even told the party when they called me, you have ditched the ground workers. For me, as a leader of the community, the real ground workers, grassroots workers, grassroots party members are the real people.
Yes.
And the leaders come and go.
Absolutely.
And if they're not respected, I'm not going to support for the party.
So, Dr. Mandadi, let me tell you very briefly a small example of myself. I've been a director outreach for Mississauga Streetsville for over a decade and always untouched and always got elected due to my hard work and previous record. But this time what happened, it was 2024 in month of Feb. I heard 100% news that a lady, a redundant councillor of Mississauga, was to be parachuted. I found out from my own sources and the news was true. I immediately, one day before the notification came, which was on Sunday, the 25th Feb, I remember, but on 24th of February, Saturday, I threw my resignation to the EDS president as a principal person.
You're a standing example of real conservative. And, people like you are so many who can't speak their mind. They don't speak their truth. And they're just sitting like idols there. I would rather, despise these kind of people who have no brains, no mind at all. What is
rubber stamps, just rubber stamps, nothing else.
You don't have any role to play.
Wow, that's
You don't have any role to
surprising.
play.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
Yeah. Doctor, with the current uncertainty here in Canada, what is your personal opinion with your kind of experience about the difference between Pierre Poilievre, who would make a better PM for Canada in the wake of I think you've kind of already said this, current trade war between the United States and Canada.
Cindy, this is a very good question.
And a very delicate situation
Canada is at a crossroads, the most difficult times that at least many of us have seen.
Thing for Canada right
People
now.
are really emotionally worried.
Absolutely.
What would happen.
What is going
It's
to
affecting
happen?
all Canadians right now.
And a lot of money, financial, trade, a lot of this unemployment, a lot of these things are involved. I think your question is very relevant, and I want to request the people. It's a very clear choice you have. Mark Carney. Look at his credentials. His resume runs for 2-3 pages.
An economist.
An economist, proven, demonstrated economist. For several decades, he has been in the industry.
Huge experience.
A man who has known how the money works, how industry works, who has dealt with the world leaders. Look at him. As soon as he became the Prime Minister, he traveled to France. He traveled to UK.
Yes.
He met the king of a sovereign king.
He's the most acceptable person.
And he's known everywhere.
He's known. And most educated. He's a man from Harvard.
Yes.
Oxford.
Yes.
Doctorate. And if people think that he's not a choice, they are making a huge mistake. Look at my friend Pierre Poilievre, a school dropout, I can tell you, from his talk, from his blabbering talk. Empty words, making slogans, talking about common sense without any sense and without any education. This man has been sitting in the parliament for the last 20 years. Can he name one achievement, one thing that he did good for this country? Even one bill that he passed, he brought to the nation that impacted several thousands of people in this country? No. people talk about Trudeau, but he gave something to the people.
Yes, he did.
He gave something to the people. At least large
Yes.
number of seniors are.
He
protected.
cared. Yes.
He cared.
Yes.
There's a lot of
And he had
love
to
and
face,
empathy.
and there were lots of
Yeah.
problems during pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He has
Went through a
to-
hard
he has
time.
to- he has to take the nation through pandemic.
Absolutely.
A lot of unemployment.
That was hard.
Crime. It happened everywhere.
Yes.
And I've heard from a lot of people, when Trudeau is gone, party has changed a lot. And I can see that through the polls.
Right.
I can
Okay,
see it
so
through
Doctor, I'll be
Yes.
coming on this question. As you are aware of the fact that about only 2.5 months ago, the Conservatives were leading by 20 points and the Liberals were lacking behind due to Trudeau. But finally, Trudeau sensed that his time is over and he gracefully stepped out. Then the democratic process has started. Mark Carney has been the Prime Minister, interim Prime Minister for the Liberal Party of Canada. And as soon as he joined the Liberal Party,
the total situation.
the situation has changed.
Yes.
The polls of today shows 41% Liberal polls, whereas Conservatives are at 37.
I tell you, Mr. Wadiwalla, this country is really great. There are a lot of patriots who care for this country.
Very much so.
And they will vote for Mark Carney. They know Mark Carney will save them from this situation. He will help them sail through this difficult time.
Absolutely.
If they go for Pierre Poilievre, and he's going to dump them into waters, deep waters.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a problem for this country. And his slogans will not help our people. And I request all the people who love this country to vote for Mark Carney. And Mark Carney is head of the party now. Once the head changes, the entire body will work in alignment with the head.
For sure.
And Pierre Poilievre's slogan, oh, the same old people, same old cabinet. So what? The head is different. The head is going to guide.
So a strong
And
cabinet.
so many of his selected parachuted candidates are redundant.
Totally redundant.
Yes.
Completely.
I've seen some of the nominated candidates can't even speak English. They don't have any profile that really makes them stand out.
Right.
Can you believe they dumped a university professor in, they choose a realtor, a woman
And who has failed in politics.
who has failed several times
In
in
politics.
politics. And then I don't want to talk about other things that the people know about her, where she lives, what she does, and all that. This is not good for the country.
No.
So money plays, other things play, but not meritocracy, not real people, not the grassroots workers. This is what I really want to object in conservative politics.
So, Mr. Mandadi, tell us now what is going to happen. You have had about over 14 something memberships. So, are your membership you have made? The money has been taken by the party. They have taken the confederation fees. Are your supporters going to vote for this party?
Not at all, Mr. Wadiwalla. You know why people make memberships? Because that money, that their support needed for a candidate to win. If their candidate is not nominated, or someone who has a majority in the riding is not nominated, there is no respect for democratic principles.
Right.
Nobody is going
Right.
to support this party.
Absolutely.
I have literally talked to so many people. They are so upset. They don't even know that these things are happening in this country.
No.
They think
no,
it's
no.
Canada. They are turning this into a third world country. And Pierre Poilievre is the responsible man for this, I'm telling you.
No,
As a
doctor,
leader-
let me tell you, being in politics and in conservative party, usually the leader doesn't know much of the time. The bureaucracy and the establishment, they have gone totally redundant. They are there in the party since the party was merged. They are sitting like the owners of the party. They dictate the laws. They ruined, we have already ruined 2 leaders. And this is one is the third
And
leader.
this is going to be the third time, and it's very difficult. People won't believe the conservatives again, I'm telling you. Won't believe at all. If they had been fair, even if they lost election, they would have got some respect from the people. This is gone too much, and I'm really asking everybody, especially Mississauga, East Cooksville, do not vote for Pierre Poilievre. Do not vote for Pierre Poilievre. Mark Carney is the solution. He is the change that the country needed. Yes, we
And they
got a
got him.
change. Please go for him.
Go ahead. Yes, we are about
Dr. Mandadi, as you have been well-known figure in your riding for community development, what future action are you planning to take to keep your political activities alive here in the
Are you still a member or you've stepped down?
No,
Are you still a member?
I have thought about this carefully.
Mhm.
A lot of people in my situation will weigh pros and cons. Some of them may wait, there may be better opportunities, but I have totally concluded that this party is not for people like me, not for the common people, and I don't want any of people like me to go for this party. I have requested the party to renounce all my memberships, including my Confederation circle.
Right.
And I wanted to work with Mark Carney because Mark Carney is the real need for the situation now. And Mark Carney is going to be a very great leader. He may lack political experience, but he's a very clean man. And I do not trust a leader like Pierre Poilievre, who doesn't even get his security clearance.
Wow.
He doesn't even get his security clearance.
Right.
He doesn't even ask the media to go with him. And I've seen him today. He takes off question and then he goes around beating around the bush. People have asked him, why is there so much noise about nominations? He's telling, oh, we have got great candidates. They are going to cut the tax. What cut the tax? He's trying to sell.
Just now, the major question is, who will be the man who will be able to save this country and face Donald Trump? This is the main agenda for Canada's.
Yes.
You have put it
Life.
very
Absolutely.
aptly, Mr. Wadiwalla. This is the most important question.
Yes.
Who is the right person for Canada now? Who will save this country from Trump's tariffs and the economic turbulence
And disaster for Canada.
And people should not make any mistakes further. Do not cause self-inflicting problems.
Yeah.
We should save.
So
this
let
country.
me end the show because we have got overtime. So what I would like to say, as the Pandora box is open, you are not the only candidate. Now it's a known fact that the party has not done a rightful nomination of its candidates
Throughout the country.
and lots of complaints are coming every day. And God knows, I would say, God save Canada, God save our king. That's my last final remarks.
That's my prayer too.
So would you like to give a final remarks?
Finally, I would like to urge all the residents of Mississauga, East Hooksville, the voters,
And the other ridings as well.
and other ridings as well.
Yeah.
Do not vote for Pierre Poilievre. And please vote for Mark Carney. Mark Carney is the savior. Pierre Poilievre is just a slogan maker. He just talks, blabbers. He is interested in money. You know, he has gone to many places collecting millions and millions. One visit, he gets $500,000 and he is very happy with that. He doesn't even worry what's happening to the local candidate. There is no time, and I do not want people to be duped again and again. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
So with that note from our guest speaker, Dr. Mandani, we would be signing off from Voice of Canada's this week's episode. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my co-host, Cindy Young. We will be back again next week with new guests and new speaker. Till then, we would like to say good night, goodbye, God bless Canada, God save our King.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.